Have you ever stopped, truly stopped, and asked yourself, the life you are living, is it really yours? Or is it a collection of everyone else's instructions, stitched together from voices that told you who to be, how to act, what to say, what not to feel? Your mother said, "Speak this way." Your father said, "Walk like this." Society whispered, "Become this, do that, follow us." And slowly, without realizing it, you became a sum of all their voices, everyone's expectations added together, and your own self reduced to zero. Your life stopped belonging to you. It became a factory, producing other people's hopes, their orders, their fears. You wake up each morning not out of joy, but obligation, to please someone, to prove something, to maintain an image. You go to bed each night, your mind still crowded with others' thoughts, others' judgments. And then you wonder, why does life feel empty? Why does the heart feel restless? It's because you've never really lived yourself. You've only played roles for others, the obedient son, the devoted husband, the loyal friend, the faithful believer. But behind all those masks, where is the real you? That person, the one born free, full of wonder and light, has become trapped within the walls of society. They told you, be selfless, live for others. But listen, if you have never met yourself, if you are not awake within your own being, then your living for others is a kind of lie, because you are an empty vessel, and an empty vessel cannot give. Only when you fill yourself, only when you discover who you truly are, can you offer anything meaningful to another. They taught you to sacrifice, but they never explained what can an incomplete person sacrifice. If you haven't yet found yourself, what is there to give up? Sacrifice without self-awareness is meaningless, an imitation of virtue, not virtue itself. You live for others because you are afraid that if you live for yourself, the world will disapprove. Afraid that people will call you selfish. But do you know, the one who truly lives for themselves is the only one capable of genuine selflessness. Because once you have found yourself, love naturally overflows. That love does not come from duty or fear of sin. It flows effortlessly from the soul, spontaneous, unconditional, divine. The life within you is utterly unique. No one else can copy it. You have your own note, your own song that no other being can sing. But you're too afraid to let it be heard, afraid the world will laugh, afraid they'll call it out of tune, afraid they'll say you're different. That fear is what keeps you trapped in imitation, living by others' scripts. You think that by following everyone's wishes, they'll finally be happy with you. But tell me, has anyone ever managed to please everyone? Those who try end up exhausted and empty, for every face demands something different. And you are only one person. How many masks will you wear? How many expectations will you carry?
Life is not a performance. It is not a stage where the audience waits for you to earn their applause. Life is meditation, a space where the actor and the audience dissolve into one silent presence. The one who lives for themselves does not run away from the world. They live the world more deeply, more truly. Their every act arises from authenticity, not from pretense, not from duty. They love not because they should love, but because they are overflowing with love. They help not out of fear of karma, but out of joy. To live for yourself is not selfishness, it is the highest offering. Because when you light your own inner lamp, the darkness around you naturally disappears. Your being itself becomes a blessing to others. But people don't understand this. They say, if everyone lives for themselves, society will fall apart. No, society will not collapse. Society will be reborn. For today's society stands on deception. Everyone smiles on the outside while aching within. Everyone tries to look kind while filled with jealousy and fear. Everyone is acting, living for others, but lost to themselves. If each person begins to live from truth, honesty will return. Then whatever one does will come from the heart, not from obligation. Whatever one says will arise from experience, not from borrowed wisdom. And only then will love become real. For true love can only grow in freedom. Don't live for others, because when you do, you become their shadow. But when you live for yourself, you become light. And light does not make others smaller, it simply dispels darkness. Learn this. Even saying no can be an act of compassion. Sometimes, when you say yes just to please someone, you are giving them a lie. But when you say no truthfully, you offer them real energy, the energy of authenticity. And truth is the foundation of love. Look at a flower. It doesn't bloom for anyone. It simply blooms, and yet its fragrance spreads in every direction. That is what it means to live for yourself. The flower doesn't declare, "I blossom for you." It just is, and its being is a blessing. You too must be like that, not to please, not to prove, but to live your truth. Because when you live in truth, life itself becomes music. And when you smile from within, the world begins to smile without reason. That is true revolution. When one person starts living for themselves, they inspire thousands to do the same. And if you still fear what people will say, remember, they will talk anyway. Whether you live for them or for yourself, they will still talk. So why not finally live for yourself?
When you live for others, who are you deceiving? Not them, yourself. Because every decision then becomes a reflection of someone else's expectation. Your happiness becomes a borrowed definition. You smile because the world wants you to. You suppress your tears because you were told to stay strong. But there is a difference between strength and stone. A stone never breaks, but it also never lives. Do you want to be a stone? Or a living, feeling human being who breathes, flows, and feels deeply? To live for yourself is to be true to your soul. It is not ego, it is awareness. It is not saying, I don't care for the world. It is knowing, I can only care for the world if I am whole first. Look at the river. It does not flow for anyone. It flows because that is its nature. And yet, by flowing, it nourishes fields, quenches thirst, sustains life. Did it plan that? No. It simply followed its essence. And that is true service, when your actions arise from your nature, not compulsion. You were taught to prioritize others. But if you are broken inside, what can you offer? How can one without love give love? How can one without peace share peace? That's why living for yourself is the first step toward love, compassion, and genuine service. Notice the difference. When you do something only because you must, the energy is dull and heavy. But when you do something because it brings you joy, it becomes meditation. Where there is joy, there is divinity. But society has taught you guilt. It said, thinking of yourself is sin, because society wants you to remain asleep, easy to control. If you awaken, they lose control, and they fear that. So remember this, to live for yourself is not rebellion against anyone. It is simply to declare, I am also here. It is to acknowledge, my life matters too. When you respect yourself, you can truly respect others. Those who repress themselves eventually try to repress others because suppression breeds aggression. This is the seed of all violence in the world. Every conflict, if you look closely, begins with people disconnected from their inner truth. When someone begins to live for themselves, a new energy is born within. They no longer want to prove or compete. They simply express their being. And that expression beautifies the world, like a flower that blooms and makes even the soil around it fragrant. But you kept digging the soil, afraid to bloom, afraid to stand out. You feared being called different, rebellious. Yet rebellion doesn't mean fighting. It means awakening. It means breaking the dream of imitation and returning to your essence.
No one owns your life. Not family, not religion, not society. Your life is yours. And with that freedom comes responsibility to live it authentically. If you live by others' maps, regret awaits you. Because at the end, before death, you will whisper the most painful words. I wish I had lived my way. And that wish, that regret, is the greatest hell. So, begin now. Start small. Say no when your heart says no. Do not smile to impress. Do not act to please. Be true, even if that truth trembles at first. Slowly, you'll feel a new stillness rising inside, a depth you've never known. Because when you live in alignment with your truth, every moment becomes meditation. Every breath becomes music. You stop fighting life and start dancing with it. People will say, you've changed. Smile and say, yes, finally I have become myself. At first, living for yourself feels scary because until now, you've lived in shadows. And when you step into your own light, the shadows scream, selfish, disobedient, uncaring. But they don't know. The one who learns to love themselves becomes capable of loving everyone truly. For until you love yourself, your love is always a plea. Please love me, complete me. That love is dependency, not devotion. It's two incomplete people clinging to each other to escape their own emptiness. But when you live for yourself, when you discover the source of love within, you stop loving. You become love. Your very existence becomes a blessing. Have you ever asked a river why it flows? It would answer, because I love to flow. Its flowing is its love, not directed, not intentional, just natural. It doesn't care who drinks, who bathes, who worships. It simply flows. And whoever comes to it is nourished. That is real love. When you live for yourself, you stop expecting, you stop trying to change others. You see everyone walking their own path and you accept them as they are. This acceptance is love. Those who live for others always live in expectation, waiting for praise, for thanks, for recognition. And when they don't get it, they feel betrayed. I did so much and no one appreciated me. Because they acted out of hidden desire for validation, not love. But those who live for themselves, after doing something, never look around to see who noticed. They know. Everything is seen by the witness within, by the divine presence, and that is enough. When you live for yourself, your inner silence deepens. You become free from the need for approval. People will still say, "You've changed." But this time you'll smile and reply, "Yes, because I have found myself."
Then you realize living for yourself doesn't mean chasing pleasure. It sometimes means embracing pain too. Because truth includes both joy and sorrow, laughter and tears. But when you are connected to your being, even tears become prayers. Pain becomes compassion. You begin to feel tenderness even for those who hurt you, because you see they too are living in fear, as you once did. When a blind man steps on your foot, you don't shout, you understand. That is maturity. In living for yourself, you find a love beyond condition, a silence untouched by the noise of the world. People may praise or blame you, but you remain steady, centered, because your home is within. And in that inner home, no storm can reach, no word can wound, no circumstance can shake you. This return to yourself, this is meditation. After that return, nothing outside changes, but your eyes do. You stop trying to fix others, you simply accept. You stop expecting, you simply are. And in your being, others find freedom too. The one who lives for themselves sets everyone free, saying, "I accept you as you are." That is love. Not control, not dependence, but pure acceptance. To live for yourself is, in truth, to live for God, because your being is an expression of the divine. When you live your truth, you are living His truth. There is no longer you and God, only a flowing unity, silent and luminous. And in that unity, nothing is lost, everything is found, because now you are no longer grasping, you are simply being. Living for yourself means forming a real relationship with life, one without masks, without pretense. Just truth, just silence, just bliss. When you truly begin to live for yourself, a miracle happens. You no longer smile to please, you smile because joy has become your nature. You no longer try to appear good, goodness has become your fragrance. You no longer lose yourself in the noise, you hear your own inner music. Living for yourself means recognizing the light within that fear and tradition tried to bury. And when that light shines again, the whole world glows differently. Now, a flower is not just a flower, it is God revealing Himself. A face is not just a face, it is a reflection of the soul. This transformation happens quietly, like dawn breaking through the night. First, a thin line of gold on the horizon, then slowly, the whole world turns radiant. When you live for yourself, every moment becomes golden. Each step becomes a destination. You no longer rush anywhere, for you know where I am is completeness. Then there is no comparison, no jealousy, no competition, because you realize no one can ever be you. You are uniquely tuned, your melody unlike any other. To accept that uniqueness, that is true self-respect. And from that acceptance, a peace is born, not borrowed, not imposed, but arising naturally. You are content simply to be, no more proving, no more pretending, just being, fully, joyfully, honestly. And when that happens, your very presence becomes a blessing. You no longer preach, your silence teaches. Your eyes carry a calm lake of love, your words hum with compassion. People feel peace just by being near you. You don't try to give, your being gives. To live for yourself ultimately is to dissolve into awareness, because when you return within, you find the same stillness that exists at the root of creation. Then there is no conflict, no greed, no fear. Everything happens naturally, effortlessly. When a flower blooms, it does not plan to please, it simply blooms. Likewise, when you live for yourself, you bloom. Your color, your fragrance, your truth. And that blooming, that play, is spirituality itself. Now, wherever you go, silence walks beside you. Even in crowds, you feel alone, but in a sacred way, because the inner noise has stopped. Every relationship becomes pure, not built on need, but on freedom. Love becomes a gift, not a bargain. And this is the essence of life. To live for yourself means to know yourself so deeply that no falsehood remains, no mask, no fear, only authenticity, truth, and aliveness. When that happens, you are so full that you merge with existence. You are no longer a river, you become the ocean. No separation, no boundary, only an infinite flow of peace, of love, of consciousness. And then you realize the life you once lived, seeking approval, chasing praise, was so small, so confined. And the life you live now, rooted in yourself, is vast, radiant, limitless. Because now there is no prison, no fear, no pretending. Only one thing remains, your own music. That melody that was always playing deep inside you, drowned out by the world's noise, now it sings again. And that song, that return to your true self, is the highest achievement of life. To live for yourself is not selfishness. It is the most sacred act, for only when you know yourself can you truly love others. Then your existence itself becomes a gift, your silence becomes music, your every breath becomes prayer. This is the summit of life, where the human becomes awakened consciousness. No beginning, no end, only being, just being.